Officials fear that the water situation on the island has moved from bad to worst amid the drought season, so much so that the Cabinet of Ministers is reportedly considering a proposal for the declaration of a state of emergency for water on the island. The water crisis comes amid one of the worst pandemics in recent history. On Monday, Agriculture Minister Ezekiel Joseph stated that the water levels at the John Compton Dam now resemble what would normally obtain in the July-August months, but we are still in the month of May. He is worried about what this could mean for farmers and their livelihoods.
We are realizing the level at the John Compton Dam is much lower earlier than these years. In fact, what they are saying that the previous years where we had experienced that type of situation, it is all the way down in June, July. We're in April, May, and that's when we're experiencing it. So they are now calling the authorities to really consider a state of emergency. And like I said in part, what are the respective entities that would be so affected? Like you rightfully said, agriculture is critical, and water is critical for farmers to continue with livestock or crops. I do not see if we agree to discontinue farmers using water for the livestock, but when it comes to crops now, then it's something that we have to look at.
May 18th, 2020 is the date considered to begin the state of emergency for water. However, a decision and the date are still pending as government reflect on their options.
We have not taken a decision as to the respective economic activities that will be so affected. We have discussed when we met with the stakeholders last week to look at what are the options. We discussed the whole aspect of agriculture and how it's going to affect agriculture. We also look at the time frame, and we're looking at to start the state of emergency on Monday the 18th. But like I said, I left Cabinet to come here. We have not started that discussion, but it's something we will be discussing today, whether we start on the 18th and the entities that will be affected as it pertains to the state of emergency. So coming out of the Cabinet decision, the general public will be informed as to the decision of Cabinet moving forward.
The water and sewage company WASCO revealed that the John Compton Dam lost 12 feet of water. Currently, there is about 5 to 8 feet to carry the island throughout the dry season. So, why is the desilting process taking so long? The Agriculture Minister explained that works have been delayed by weather conditions.
So we had to acquire land, which we did. We had to, look at the project again and redesign the project because it's 2 phases. Unfortunately for us, the preparation of the sediment disposable area, you can't desil the dam without you have the sediment disposable area finalized. Unfortunately for us, the sediment disposable area took more time than we expected. You know why? Now, when you're expecting the rains last year, you're expecting the dry weather last year, you're getting rains. Now, you cannot prepare the sediment disposable area during the rainy season. And last year, it was unprecedented when it comes to rainfall. So that affected the delay in preparing the sediment disposable area.
Officials at WASCO have also observed a notable decline in rainfall average over the years, which has impacted river levels and the water supply. The water company encourages the public to conserve water as the island braces for 2 more months of very dry weather. With talk of the tourism sector gearing up to reopen in June 2020, some fear that the hotels and resorts may be negatively affected by the worsening water crisis. Moreover, hand washing and the use of water are critical to the public health protocols of good hygiene to help slow the spread of COVID-19. Gina Filippi, HTS News Force.